Hello, this is Carolyn Service, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today because I had a post that I put on my Facebook page yesterday talking about different ways to use designer paper. And if you're like me, you have lots of it, so I'm always looking for ways to try to use it up. So this was a little gift card holder that I said I would post some directions to so that you could see how easy it is to make and also how fun it is to use your designer paper. So this particular designer paper is out of the Berry Christmas collection. The item number, if you want to refer to it, is 162015. And I basically fussy cut the little images out of one of the sheets of paper, actually out of two of the sheets of paper. I came up with this. So these were just some fun little images that were included in the paper. And I like to watch TV in the evening, but if I don't do something else with my hands while I'm watching TV, I will quickly fall asleep. So one of my favorite things to do is actually fussy cut different images out of the larger sheets of designer paper. So I'm going to show you tonight. Actually, it's today in my world, but I'm not sure when you'll watch this. I'm going to show you how I made this quick and simple gift card holder. So I started with a piece of balmy blue cardstock measuring 4 1/4 by 11. Took my paper cutter and I scored, let's see if I can get this in the camera, at 2 inches. Remember to use your scoring blade, not your cutting blade, but the scoring blade, which is the gray one. 2 inches, and then also slide it down and score at 5 1/2. Okay. And that's all you're going to need the paper cutter for. You are going to want a bone folder, and you're going to want to just crease both of those folds, then use your bone folder to burnish them, give them a nice crisp look. Okay, then to decorate the front, I simply cut a piece of the Designer Series paper, again from that same collection, and it measures 3 1/8 by 4. So the way I like to cut my designer paper is so that there's approximately 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. And then I'm going to use my Tombow adhesive, liquid adhesive, to run some glue on the back of this and simply glue this in place. Again, leaving that 1/8 inch border. Then I'm going to just take my little polar bear and little bunny, putting the star on top of the tree. I just think that's so cute. Again, I'm going to use my Tombow glue. Just put a little bit on the back. And place that down on the card, making sure that I leave enough room for the little polar bear at the bottom. So we're going to go about right there. So with the little guy, I want to use a couple of dimensionals to pop him up. Give him a little bit more notice. And put those off to the side. And then place him right down here towards the bottom. Cute little guy. Okay, then for the inside, I'm going to use a piece of basic white cardstock measuring 4 1/4. Nope, take that back. Sorry, 4 by 5 1/4. And this, sometimes people like to actually put their paper in place and then stamp. And some people like to stamp on it first and then glue it in place just in case they make a mistake, which is a wise thing to do. I want to make sure that I get my sentiment in the right spot here, that it's not underneath the flap. And so I'm actually just going to cover that so that I can sort of see my hands are sticky, see my space that I want to stamp in. I'm going to use Night of Navy ink, and I am actually using a retired sentiment. I apologize for that, but I've been a demonstrator for 20 years, and I have quite the collection of sentiments. And sometimes the sentiment that might come with a current stamp set is the one that I think would work best with that card. So my bad, but I go back and look at a lot of my retired stamp sets, and I thought I had the name of this one. Oh, here it is. This one happens to come from Wrapped in Christmas, which was stamp set several years ago, but I still use it and love it. So I'm just going to make sure that my cardstock is in place. Move this over just a tad, like about right there. Close that, hold that down, ink this up. Actually, I should be doing this over here so you can see better. I always like to look, make sure I've got it inked up well, which it does appear to be. And then I'm going to just put it on my paper, try to make sure I've got it straight. Ta-da. And then just to add a little bit of more of the polar bear theme, I'm going to take this little guy I punched out with just a circle punch, and I'm just going to glue that to the top edge here. Barely enough room. So look at that too. Okay, and now I feel like I can go ahead and glue that down. And it leaves plenty of room to write a message to the recipient. And to wish them a Merry Christmas. Okay, I'll glue that down. Again, I like to leave that 1/8 inch border all the way around my cardstock. Okay, so then on this side, I'm going to again use more of the paper from the Berry Christmas collection. And at first I was just going to go ahead and glue it down, but I thought, oh, it just really gets washed out. So instead I created a little bit of a background. So my Night of Navy cardstock measures 4 1/8 by 1 7/8. And this piece of designer paper measures 1 3/4 by 4. So I'm going to just glue these together. Now on this particular one, there's actually only a 1/16 of an inch border. You can see that on my cardstock. And then to add it to the flap, this is where the gift card is going to go. I'm just going to add that on top. And then to make it a little bit easier for someone to get the gift card out of the pocket, I'm going to actually use a 3/4 inch circle punch. You can use any kind of punch that you want. This one just happens to work well for me, but you could use a larger circle punch. You could, use just about any punch you want just to make a little bit of a thumb hole here. So I'm just going to line it up in the center. I'm just eyeballing it. And it's going through a lot of layers of cardstock, so I'm actually going to give it a big push. Sorry about that. But it works that way. And then you can see you have a little place where you can actually slide the gift card out quite easily. And then to make the pocket, I'm actually going to use some tear and tape. And mess around this way. Just going to line up some tear and tape on 2 sides. Oh, tore a little bit of paper. That wasn't meant to happen. I guess I pulled a little too quick, a little too hard, but it'll be all right because nobody's going to see that. it will be on the inside of the pocket. Here's a little trick too you can use, is take a credit card, just lay it over the tear and tape, tear it off that way. It's kind of fun to do and easy. Keep one handy by your, with all the rest of your crafting supplies. Then I'm just going to take my bone folder, going to go over that tape, and then I like to use my paper snips. I started using these long before we had the pick tool, and so I have just sort of stuck with this method. It works well for me. And then you simply close that up, make sure that it's lined up on both edges, press down, and then you can slide your gift card right inside. It's ready to go. So simple. So if you have any questions, by all means, leave them in the comment section and I'll be glad to answer them. And I will be back again with another post on another day to show you how to make the gift bags that I had referred to in my video from yesterday. So I hope you all enjoyed this and that you'll make lots of gift card holders for your friends. And if you do, I hope you'll post a picture in the comments. I'd love to see what you do. So till later, have a great day. Thank you for joining me. Bye.